Hello, and welcome to my vlog. I'm Richard Mason, and this is The Richard Mason Show. Hey guys, we're just going to talk about a lean-to shed today. And this right here behind me is the lean-to shed we're currently working on. Over there's the shed, and here's the lean-to that we're building onto it. I've been working on this for quite a while. I didn't want to vlog about it because I was just working on it here and there. I didn't want to vlog about something, about myself working on something with no end in sight. But today we're getting really close to the end, and I thought I better let you guys know that this is something that I've been working on, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. So when you're working on a shed, you want to get some good posts to put in. This is one particular post, or this is what we used on all four of them, as you can see. These are salvaged cross ties from the railroad. Now a lot of people don't have access to railroad ties, and so you could use a 4x4 instead, but we use these railroad ties because we have a good source for them. Next you want to put in this cross piece, this piece all the way across. Dad used a chainsaw and he cut it in there, as you can see. What you do is you cut inside of the board parallel lines, and then you use a hammer or a claw to dig those out. Next, what we did was we put this cross section in right here. This cross section is a 2x7, as is the other one. And this cross section, we did the same thing. We cut in parallel lines and dug out a place for this board. We bolted it in and put it in there. Next we took another 2x7 and we nailed it on the other side of the board. That gives the width where the rafters are going to sit, that gives it an added 2 inches of width. You don't really have to do that, but we wanted to go for something really sturdy. Next was probably the exciting part, as in every building that you ever build. The exciting part is putting up the rafters. And when you put up rafters, you can see that you're making progress, and it encourages you to do more and get the job done. We went with treated 2x4s. In some places you can get longer 2x4s than what we got. I've heard of 2x4x12 or 2x4x14 even, but around here we could only get 2x4x8. And so instead what we did was we got two 2x4s and we placed them together for the entire 14-foot length. They went together and we nailed them, and then later we went through and put in bolts because we were worried about it being able to hold the weight. We get some heavy snows around here sometimes, and we wanted the rafters to be able to hold a lot of weight. One more thing before I go on to the next part. We put in a cross piece right here. And this cross piece, it fit perfectly. As you can see right there, it fit between the lengthways piece and the rafters just perfectly, and all we had to do was get a 2x2 and to bolt it down on this way and across the cross piece. We got some 2x2s. Now you'll notice my 2x2s aren't perfect. That's because they're 2x4s that we cut and put through the table saw and cut them into 2x2s, but they work fine. We put a bolt through right here, and then screwed all of these with 2 wood screws across and held every one of our rafters down. This is going to keep it from, like, if a heavy wind comes through, they won't, we could have just gone through and toe-nailed them in with a nail, but we went with the 2x2s because we were worried about heavy winds coming through and lifting up our roof and ripping it right off. So these are going to hold them in, and we won't have to worry about heavy winds. Now we're to the part that I'm at right now. I'm putting on the plywood on the top, nailing that down. I went to Lowe's and I found that treated plywood only cost about $1 more than the regular plywood. It's a 1/2 inch, and it was treated. So I went with treated. A lot of people don't want to do that because it costs extra, but for $1 more, it was a deal that I couldn't pass up. The problem I ran into is plywood comes in a universal size, 4 foot by 8 foot, and that was, for a lot of jobs, that's the perfect size. But for this particular job, it was a problem because the width of our roof is 10 feet. And so that leaves a 2-foot gap no matter where you put the board. So we put the gap in the back. So we put our 2 boards here. But then I took my 3rd board and I ran it all the way to this side. That leaves my 2-foot wide gap down here, and it divided it into 2 places. So I got my 2-foot wide gap down here, and up here I've got the rest of the gap up near the front. Instead of having a 2-foot gap the entire length of the roof, I divided it into 2 places, and that's going to add added strength to my roof. A bunch of cars on the road. I'll wait till they go by. My dad told me that he was worried about plywood sagging in between the 2 rafters, and so what we decided we was going to do is we was going to go and get some scrap 2x4s that we have, and we're going to cut them to the 2-foot wide lengths and put them in cross pieces. So what we'll do is we'll stagger it across the entire size. We'll do one down here, and we'll put one up higher near the front. Next, I'll get some roofing paper and paper the entire top of the roof. We have a whole roll up in the house that we can put down the hose strips. That will just keep out moisture. And then on top of that, we'll go and get some galvanized roofing tin to nail down over top of that. Then we'll be done. I really hope you like this video. It's just a little insight into the inside life of a farmer. See, us farmers, we have to know everything from construction work to animal and livestock husbandry to plant and soil science, mechanics, and on top of all that, we have to be good salesmen. If we weren't good salesmen, we wouldn't be able to sell our product, we wouldn't make any money. Most farmers will tell you that they're not in it for the money, but you know, without the money, they wouldn't be able to do what they do. It's projects like these that help farmers to be able to do what they do. Every time a farmer does a project like this, it helps them to create a new product or make a product more efficiently. But 9 times out of 10, the expense of the project that a farmer does on his farm, the improvement to the infrastructure, it's not reflected in his product. It's not reflected in the price of the product that the consumers buy. It comes out of the farmer's paycheck. It comes out of his pocket. And so whenever you see a farmer, give them respect. Shake their hand. Thank them for what they do. because without farmers, people would starve. Thank farmers because they put food on your table 3 times a day. When you see a farmer working on a project like this one, you should really give them a hand. Offer to help. I had a good friend to show up the other day, and he saw my hoop house, and he's like, "Give me a call. I'll come help you out." And I was really appreciative of that. So please like this video, comment, subscribe, please favorite if it's your favorite. I want to leave some annotations here. Click right there to subscribe to my channel, and click right there for last week's video. I believe there was a calf born on the farm, so click right there to see the calf. He was only a few hours old when I captured it, so click right there. See you guys soon.